Okay, where do you want to go next? You want to go to secondary scoring? Because I really want to talk about this.
Let's touch on that.
It's a real big problem. Sorry. One thing I want to touch on, the power play. That's what it was. Last 7 games, Justin Pooni, Toronto Maple Leafs power play, 1 for 20.
That's horrible.
That's one of the worst marks in the league.
And you know what? Maybe you have a point there. You know how Keefe loves to mix up the lines, right? Mix the first power play unit.
Who do we know on this forward line who doesn't want to shoot the puck?
Be Mitch Marner.
No. Besides him.
William Nylander.
No, who doesn't want to shoot the puck? Think Justin Pooni. His father, one of the greatest fighters of all time.
Max Domi.
The guy loves to pass the puck. He did the same thing against the Jets. He's in the slot. He wants to pass the puck. The guy doesn't want to shoot. He talked about in interviews. He said when he was a kid, he kept passing the puck and his dad was telling him to shoot. His dad made Mario Lemieux and Matt Sundin call him and tell him, listen, if you want to go to the show, when you get there, what gets you paid is scoring goals. Shoot the puck.
What a humble brag that was. You got to have Mario Lemieux and
so
Matt
this has been happening his entire life.
To shoot the puck.
Yeah. Okay, and he's a great passer, great playmaker. That's why he racks up assists. But he put him on this power play. He has 4 elite players to pass to. Give it a shot. I don't know. Maybe it's going to work. Put him on the power play, see what happens. Also, Guy Boucher's not taking any heat here. He's running the power play. So.
Yeah. But
come on, Guy.
Maybe put a guy like, maybe Tyler Bertuzzi, have more of a net front presence.
What the hell's Tyler Bertuzzi going to do?
I don't know. Maybe put somebody in front of the net front presence.
John Tavares goes in front of the net and gets so frustrated that no one's putting pucks on the net because all they're doing is looking for fucking Auston Matthews.
Because
he comes out. I don't blame Tavares.
Is Tavares really in the net front presence?
Put the puck on the net. I don't know. Change it up. I think get Max Domi out there and do something.
But then Max Domi, you look at the power play, right? Marner's always looking to find they're always going to do the same thing. They're going to look for Matthews to get the shot on net, right?
More often times it works. So I get it.
Exactly. More often than not it works. But now teams are loading up on that. They know you're going to pass it to Matthews. Yeah. So you got to add a different element to it. Maybe do you switch it up or even just keep the same guys, but leave the same delivery. This whole thing when they drop the puck back and circle back.
Yeah, but see, it works though.
To gain the entries, but try something different.
I know, a little soft dump and chase.
I don't think you're gonna dump and chase on the power play.
Still top 10 power play in the league.
It still is, but for now, I mean, you continue on this trend, you're going to be.
Okay, quickly, secondary scoring.
Yes,
is still a nightmare. And I want to bring this up because we want to talk about Nick Robertson, who had another good game. But listen to this: David Kampf, 0 goals in 19 games. Gregor, 0 goals in 17 games. Knies, 0 goals in 14 games. Bertuzzi, 0 goals in 13 games. Tavares, 0 goals in 10 games. Yarn Kruk, 0 goals in 9 games. Domi, 0 goals in 6, and 1 goal in 16 games. How the hell are you supposed to win anything?
You can't.
With that type of secondary scoring. Justin, we talk about goaltending and defense and how maybe they need defensive forwards as well. They need some forwards to put the puck in the back of the net.
But what are you going to do? These guys you brought in are meant to score goals. They're just not doing their job. Right? You paying Bertuzzi and Domi like almost $8-9 million combined?
Yeah, 5
and
5
and how many do they have? 10 goals this season combined between them? That's horrible. That is horrible. Between Max Domi and Tyler Bertuzzi, you have 10 goals combined.
Yeah.
If one of them had 10 goals so far this season, it would still be a bad signing, right? If Bertuzzi had 10 goals this year, I'd be like, that's still pretty underwhelming, right? The fact that they have 10 goals combined is horrible. Yarn Crow, even Knies with 8 goals this season. Like, you need more from these guys.
He's a rookie. I'm willing to give him more of a pass. And he plays more of a complete game. But let's talk about Nick Robertson.
Let's do it.
7 goals, 7 assists this season. 4 goals, 2 assists in his last 7. Had a career high in ice time.
He did.
Against the Jets. 17:08. Got to play in overtime with Auston Matthews, and that ended up working out, which makes me think, why not give him a run on the top line? If you look at some of the players to play with Auston Matthews and Mitch Marner on the first line, Bertuzzi's got 6 goals. Knies has got 8 goals. Holmberg has got 2 goals. I know Holmberg hasn't been up as much, but you're looking at Nick Robertson, who can clearly score the goal. Matthews is trusting him because he knows he's a guy that he can play make with and pass to, can get the puck in the back of the net. Maybe Robertson gets a little run on the top line after the break.
We know he's not going to. He keeps going to switch it up. But I want to say this. Nick Robertson played like an absolute dog. In a good way.
I loved it.
Right? He was all over the ice. He was chasing after guys, getting after loose pucks, getting into the corners. And Albert, this guy's what? 5'9", $178. He's not the most imposing guy physically, but he's getting into the dirty areas. He was playing like a guy who knows that if I was given this opportunity to play with Auston Matthews, I'm going to take full advantage of it. I'm not going to take it for granted because God knows that this could be my last opportunity to play with Auston Matthews, right? He took full advantage of it, and I love to see that from guys. We're talking about William Nylander, who doesn't really look like he's engaged right now. Nick Robertson is fully engaged and playing like his career is on the line right now the last couple of games. And I absolutely love that. He's doing the little things. That goal in overtime was all Nick Robertson. Auston Matthews scored the goal for sure, but that goal is not even a goal if it's not for Nick Robertson. Nick Robertson played great on Wednesday night. Behind Ilya Samsonov, he was one of the main catalysts for the Toronto Maple Leafs to win that game. And I was very impressed with what I saw about him. Sheldon Keefe, you need to take notice, right? If he can play like that, if he can be that energizer bunny, that guy that can just get in on the forecheck, get loose pucks, go to those dirty areas, go to those areas where, you know, other players don't want to go. He's a smaller guy too, right? So he can sneak behind defensemen and stuff like that. And he's got offensive skill to score goals. So he can be that guy where, you know, he can be in the open and Matthews and Marner can find him and he can put the puck in the back of the net. If Nick Robertson could play like that, or even 90% of that on a night-to-night basis, he can definitely be a staple on that first line going forward for the remainder of the season.
Yeah, give Nick Robertson a run. He definitely deserves it. Listen, he's making the most of his opportunities.
He's not Jason's brother anymore. He's Nick now.
Yes, that's what it is. We disrespected him on the podcast, called him Steve Correa, and now he's playing like Paul. From Steve to Paul. This is what I'm talking about.